There we go. So like Shami sent me something this morning wanting to know if it wasn't tomorrow. Well, it wasn't. It never was. It's right on the calendars. And she wanted something on the agenda, but I don't think she's coming tonight. And I'll have a chat with her later. But I don't know. As long as we have 4 here, I'm comfortable. You guys comfortable with that?
Yeah.
I'll
Good.
go with that.
Good. Yeah, because if we keep waiting, we're not gonna get anywhere. So first thing let's do is accept the meeting minutes. Did anybody look at the meeting minutes
No,
or watch the video? Okay. So everybody looked at the meeting minutes that Shami sent out, right? Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay, good. So, are there any changes or additions to what we captured? No.
Mhm.
This is fun. I know. So I move to accept the minutes from the last 2 meetings into the records.
I second the motion.
Thank you. Ayes? Aye.
Right here.
Okay, it's unanimous. It's done. Yeah, all the Eagles are in with this. Okay.
No, the ayes.
Oh, I got you. I have more eyes than you.
I got contacts in, so I'm equal with it.
And okay. So, okay, I guess Eliane, I don't think you had met Jerry yet, had you, or had you?
I have.
You did. Okay. So here we have Kara joining us tonight. Kara's a friend, originally a friend of Chris, now a friend of both of us. And she's been coming to all the bits all around the community building thing, which is awesome. Her timeliness in coming is great. So we asked her to be here tonight and she can sit in on the conversations and see how it goes. Do you want to say anything? Who you are, why the hell you're here?
Yeah, I can say.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, my name is Kira, and I come in from Washington right now. And yeah, I guess I could just say a little bit of my background is like international development of culturally relative agriculture, and outdoor education, and outdoor guiding. So that's kind of a little bit about my background, and mostly I'm just interested in how I can help connect and bridge some of these projects, and basically it really feels like helping you guys just like get your story out there in a way that people will be able to connect with it easily. So yeah.
We could use that.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, great. So you've met the rest of us except Eliane. Eliane is our beautiful artist from India. Also, her whole family are shamans in India. So, Eliane, anything to say?
Not really. Just on a personal note, I'm still in the mountain desert, and I'll be leaving in a few days. But this room I'm speaking from used to be the altar room, and it's a 300-year-old house.
Wow. Wow. Dang. Chris, that's older than us.
for a couple of days.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So Eliane and I, just a side note, we've been talking to see how we can cooperate, collaborate, support each other, and do something across the planet that way. I'm not sure what it's going to look like yet. I don't think you are either, but we're intent on building it. So we'll see what comes.
Yes. Just to share quickly, before we get to work talks,
Yeah.
I facilitated a artist residency with 5 women, and it was called an artist residency, but it was more like a descent in form of healing and collecting medicine. And there was one intense point of the threshold, and I asked for prayers, and that was like a beautiful way in which Christopher and Jim, and I'd also contacted Louisa for help, because yes, I definitely needed help. at that one threshold. So we are collaborating already, but I think we haven't
Good
figured the
point.
form.
That's an excellent point. We're definitely working like a circle. Yeah. And the circle keeps growing. It's really fascinating. A little bit scary, but not too much. Does anyone feel the urge to do the opening prayer?
Well, I've got a delivery of some chocolate cake and cherry cobbler coming over, so I've got to get up short and go get that.
I could do one.
Good.
I want to acknowledge and reinforce how much we've
Excuse me.
been working with the mother and how much she works with us. In these last few weeks, it's becoming more and more apparent how much her presence is in our lives, guiding us, sharing with us, and bringing through what is needed. For this, I ask that we give acknowledgement, our own personal prayers for that connection and acknowledgement of how she's playing a part in our lives on what appears to be a daily basis. For this, I'm grateful and share appreciation. So thank you.
Thank you. Trying to find buttons because we're using 3 different things here.
Thank you for that prayer, Chris.
Yes, Chris, thanks. That was great. Perfect, actually.
Mm.
Okay, so I had introductions and check-ins. We can go around our circle here. Anyone who wants to kind of did a little bit already. But if anyone wants to do check-ins, I think the introductions we already did. It was pretty simple.
Yeah.
Barry, where the hell is my cake?
Well, I can put it by the screen so you can see so they also sent me over let's see, I think it was a pork chop, mashed potatoes, and some corn.
Oh,
Well, my
that's
granddaughter
nice.
made all of it apparently.
Damn. Okay, I'm coming.
Yeah, it's her dad's birthday. I was there when they lit the candles and he blew out the cake, but this is a nice surprise. Apparently she made cherry cobbler too, and yeah. You know, I wanted to give them space so they could have their own little family's happy birthday for him. So then I went home and then they surprised me with a meal.
That's a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Wow, very good, very good. Okay, I think we're pretty good. We're checked in. We're all straight here. Talking stick is ready, although we won't need a talking stick. Let's dig into this community building aspect. Okay. Turia. So a couple of things are gathering steam. One's gathering steam that was already there, and that's the Kogi connection. We had Giselle and Ryan here over the weekend. You probably saw the videos. And Giselle was having a hell of a good time in the water. And so apparently the Kogi saw that video and they're like, well, we're not going to let some dictator over there slow us from coming down. We still want to come. It's like, okay, great. So tomorrow morning, we will engage the head of that nonprofit who helps them and talk a little more. I don't know any more than that right now. I don't know if the time frame holds or if we'll move it. But I'm glad that's reopened. That's a connection I think is, well, it's in your arena, Eliane, I guess, because you're the cultural run, right, for the group. So we'll connect you once we get something figured out. Then we'll connect everybody up. So I thought we'd know more, but we had a mess up on the communications on time. So it's okay. It'll be tomorrow. The other one was actually all 3 of us ended up going to the Water Protectors meeting last Friday. And it was a good meeting. A few new people showed up, including Kara was new. There's a group who brought it in. Oh, Charlie Orr, who's part of the the property acquisition group was putting this together with us. He had talked to two people who are building Turia. I guess it's Turia's proper pronunciation. It's 160 acres. It's about an hour from Flagstaff. And they're building that as a whole community as well. And they also want to make it autonomous, same as many of the others here. So hopefully the three of us, I just heard back from the fellow. I really wanted to get there while Chris is still here. So it looks like next week they'll be available. So we have to talk about schedules. There's a lot of things that we want to do while Chris is still with us. I mean, physically, not, yeah, you know. So well, we'll work on that. Who wants to add anything about that? I'm a little gray. I don't know why. Is that good enough?
I'm happy with it.
Okay. And again, it's just the beginnings, but boy, it seems like one thing after another is showing up. It's pretty
They would be
amazing.
partnering with Sodom then?
They would join this group. So yeah, the way it's laid out right now is Sodom is the nonprofit, the big umbrella. And underneath of it is all these other things. So there's that property, and they're making that into a community-based land. And then, of course, there's a place I'm in here, which is mostly programs and ceremony. There's the piece of property we're going after. That's could be a lot of everything. It's 300 plus acres, and a bunch of others. There's three others up here. I guess that they have. They want to put in geothermal greenhouses.
Nice.
And there's a fellow who was with the university, and that's his area. So he's willing to lead that part. So, I mean, it's just expanding. So what I'm seeing, Jerry, my vision was for sanctuaries, this big place, and all these pieces would be in it. So the vision and concept was good, but the reality is it's all these different pieces, and each one plays a different role. And I think that's what we're seeing up here. And then Jose reached out too. I did not get a chance to call him today, but he wants to be part of that and bring in his folks from South America, Central America. So there's tons of properties. I'm trying to understand how to keep it all straight. Kira's offered to help me write up the concept paper, I guess you'd call it, just a short one, but something we can present and get more people involved and hopefully open up the money. So let the money flow now. We need to acquire land. Yeah.
Speaking of that, I was away for last week with a conference with a company called Gaia Healers, which is a subsidiary, works in partnership with a company called BioWell. It creates a machine. It has created a machine that literally measures the energy that runs through your system and through all of your systems, and it can tell you where the energy is going high, where there's energy blockages. And they also now have created something that's literally rated as a medical device that will take and see if it's not a physical issue already, you have 6 months to a year to correct the energy of it so it doesn't become a physical issue. Their next machine will literally take and detect which aspects have become manifested in physical within your body, and will literally address those. It'll send frequency through your body, and I've seen it at work at the show. It literally will, within 5 minutes, it reduces your inflammation markers to 0, as well as addresses several other things within your body just within 5 minutes. The normal session is 30 minutes, but within 5 minutes you can see in real time, you can see that happen. Anyways, Gaia Healers, I was with the founder and the head of Gaia Healers, and he's talking about he wants to have a huge piece of land, just like what we're talking about. And I think he would be very amenable to becoming partners with Sodom, and having his land be a part of that. He has also spoken of wanting to, the convention that we just did was Biohacking Convention, but have a Gaia Healers sponsored convention in Sedona. that would be backed financially by them. And we can talk about more about that later, but
Yeah.
I told them I would bring that up.
Yeah. To me, well, as one board member, I think that sounds awesome, all aspects of that. And we could certainly help host the event here.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
So I had something to say. It's not to do with actual physical property being acquired, but I'm also looking at sanctuaries as each member and other people who will join in.
Mhm.
Because with whatever I've gone through in this last month, it was kind of like bringing in and training the younger women to now go forth and train. So I do not have a physical property, but I myself kind of became a sanctuary, which I never expected. I think it's also important for us to understand that the vision is the physical property, but in the meanwhile, we are
You're breaking. You're breaking.
when we need to be. Did you hear?
We did not hear the last 15 or 20 seconds.
Just having land and an actual physical sanctuary, but also understanding that we become sanctuaries at different points of time.
Wow.
I agree wholeheartedly with what you're saying. We have to realize that we are more than just representatives. We have to embody that and be these sanctuaries to help bring this forth in everybody. I agree.
Same here. And I'm already seeing that happen with
Yeah.
most of us here.
Yeah. Yes, we have to find a way to present that. I love that, Elian. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Mm.
And that's the way to continue to bring this to completion by embodying it first within us. Like there's an old Hopi teaching that everything begins within. You
Yep.
cannot give something away unless it is alive within you first.
Wait, I thought that was an old Lenape teaching. Oh,
Probably could be too.
probably would be. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But I really like, I like bringing that for the forefront and spelling it out. It seems to fit with the whole Willow Lodge thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I love that.
I was curious about willow lodges because I've not heard, because I made an installation and I was called to use willow bark.
Gee, what a coincidence, sister. Yeah. Well, let's move on into that then. I think, well, I shouldn't say that. Are there any questions or more to add to the whole community thing?
Not at the moment. I feel it's moving ahead.
Okay.
At
And
a-
the Willow Lodge is part of it anyway.
Just to bring in, so if Gaia Healers becomes part as a partnership with this, Gaia Healers is very well financially set. So
I like it already.
they would be bringing that into the mix as well.
Good. Yeah, and anytime, we can go meet with them or whatever you think.
Okay.
You're the lead on that one. Is there any more on that to bring in right now, or is that?
No, as their schedule permits, they very well Nima and Stefano, his right hand assistant there, and possibly his wife would probably like to come down to Sedona and to the Arizona area and meet first, and that would be a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd actually like to know more about them outside this meeting.
Yeah,
we can do that, Chris.
Yeah, definitely.
And we can certainly put them up here if they like, or run ceremony here, whatever.
Yeah,
that sounds like I mean, this is the way it's been happening, one thing after another like that.
Mhm.
Okay, awesome.
There's just I don't know how this is coming out of my mouth, but but there is this thing we have to be mindful of, because not necessarily with the people you're talking about, but in the future, and I know everybody practices it, but I feel like saying it out loud.
Yep.
That many times funding comes with other things, so we have to be mindful.
Yes, I agree.
I do too. I do too. We were somewhere. Oh, yeah, we were on a different call and somebody was talking about government funding. I want to stay totally away from it. We'll have that discussion when the time comes. But right now, I can't see taking that at all.
No.
Individuals or philanthropic groups, yes. Government, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that with the Canadian.
Yes, I know. That's what yeah. And
Yeah.
I want you to touch on that maybe right now, touch on that, Chris, you think?
Yeah, might as well. We've got the subject up, so we'll flow with it.
Go ahead, tell us something about that.
Um, I have been in contact with a friend of mine, Jeff, who I've known for many, many decades. He's becoming involved with another person, Laurie, who's working with trauma in Indigenous communities, which is a flow on from the work she was doing with traumatized women in Indigenous communities in her role as a police force member. She's working particularly with women who have been kidnapped, abducted, human trafficked, cases where there's been murdered members of the family, sort of the darker end of trauma with Indigenous communities and spousal abuse as well. And they're looking at developing programs with that. And Jeff's doing some wider work out in the community that he's getting pulled into independently. And we've been looking at developing an education, or not developing, using an education platform that he's been developing. And I know he's had part of that running for 20, 30 years at least. But they're developing it so other groups like SOTM, we can put our education material up there, which is going to have a wider range of exposure through their platform. So that's a quick version of what we've been doing.
Yeah, that's great. And Kara, as the one who understands technology best, has offered to jump in and give her explanation too. You did a great job, Chris. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I just wanted to offer, thank you, Chris. And just offer that the platform that they're talking about utilizing is to create, so we have two sort of ideas. One is to create education focused around sharing ceremonies, and how do we create a platform so that people get a basic knowledge about, maybe the history of ceremonies and from different cultures, ones that we've done, and then doing like recaps of ceremonies that we do, so that people can sort of, so that people have access to this and it's not hidden in the shadows. And the other one was trying to create a platform through education curriculum of some kind around the physical sanctuaries being created to share knowledge, to teach other people to do what they're already doing, what we're already doing. So it's a really beautiful space to multimedia way to get education around some of the things that we're doing and want to share. Y'all are doing.
No, it's
I
a
think
unit.
that's wonderful. That's great.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Someone has a question.
Kellyanne,
So
yeah.
I was thinking if it helps is also to be able to share some tools for regulating emotions and going through things.
Yeah.
Whether it's grounding, whether it's some sort of shielding. I don't know right now exactly, but I think that would be helpful in a context like this, because there are so many indigenous and beautiful tools that we do already have. So maybe
Yeah.
we can have a discussion and put some tools there, just some basic things, sitting with water, going into nature, things like that.
That should be
Yeah.
pretty easy.
I think that'd be wonderful and much needed. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying the thing that Chris and Jeff have been working on is, I think, very aligned with that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What's the other guy's name? Jeff and
Alan.
Alan. Alan is the real techie guy. He's like Yoda. He really is. It's like you could feel him moving the strings of energy as we spoke.
Nice.
So yeah, that's sorry.
What you're talking about, Elian, reminded me of something that I organized. I organized a little event when I was in Wisconsin. It was called Honoring All Sacred Relationships. We had one person that spoke about honoring the sacred breath of life and using breath work to help us connect with that more fully. Another healer that was worked with quantum healing talked about honoring the relationship between ourself and our higher self and how to foster that. Someone else spoke about grounding and how to do that, through all times of the year, even in places where there's winter, where you can't just, pull your shoes off and go barefoot. Yeah. And how to foster that connection between us and the mother. And then I came in and I spoke of different teachings from a Hopi perspective and shared stories. And then we ended it with a pipe ceremony, because the pipe is all about relationship and about creating and sustaining that life.
If you're open to it, Jerry, some of that would be good to get on the platform once we've got it running.
Definitely.
They're in the setup and testing stage at the moment.
I would definitely love to. That'd be good. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, that would be excellent. We have all these different streams of things. I was getting a little concerned the other night, like, how the hell do we juggle this many? And then I realized, like everything else we're doing, we don't have to worry about that. That'll take care of itself.
Yeah.
All we have to do is keep moving forward.
Yep. If it's in that proper energy, it'll naturally just fit in and just flow together.
That's right. That's right.
Do let us know if we can, pitch in and do things, and contribute things and help in any way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. we have a wonderful circle here that many of us can bring something forth. I believe that would be wonderful. I'd love that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. This circle has shifted a lot, and it needed to, and it's growing beautifully. The energies and the people showing up are exactly what we need. And again, we haven't looked for it. It's just happening. So yeah, let's keep doing that. Alian, I was also talking with En Ching before he took off for places unknown. So he wants to come over your way maybe next spring. And so be he and I and maybe his lady partner, I don't know if anybody else. Is that a possibility? A small group? Could you?
Yes, we can work it out. And in my hometown, there is a lot of places that are good. But if you're coming, then I can try and figure out even the other places that are around.
Okay, and then we can learn directly what you're doing, because it's extraordinary. Okay.
And it would be amazing for you to also come and share with so many people back home.
Oh, yeah, love to.
That I can arrange. That I can arrange at different good places.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I know a storyteller who might come along on that too.
It might happen.
You never know.
It never know.
Nope. Half of what's happening right now, I would have said no way 6 months ago. So here we are. Oh, okay. So let's let's switch then, if we can. We'll switch into this Willow Lodge.
Yes.
So the background, fact check me in this case I forget anything. Chris will too. We intended to Boer Lodge, and so I had two friends coming, Shazay, who is Lakota, and Dene, and he lives up in Canyon de Chelly, right up in it. I've known him for probably 10 years now, maybe a little less. We both were at Standing Rock together. Good energy. He does a lot of creation stuff online now. And Ryan, who is Lakota and Pennsylvania Dutch. And one of us was going to pour. We didn't even, we were going to worry about it that day. It got windy, and then they upped the fire hazard warning, so we couldn't even light a match. So I was sitting there with Ryan, and I'm going, dang, what do we do? And I put it out there, to maybe we'll do a dry lodge. And he goes, well, it sounds okay, but maybe it's time for something different. Which, first of all, I found fascinating because Ryan is fairly rigid in his way he operates and his beliefs. He's great. He's got a lot of wisdom, but I find he doesn't like change much. But anyway, then he said, well, there's this lodge I know about. I don't think there's been one done for like 200 years. But Jim, the reason it's coming to me because the two people who used to do it were the Pennsylvania Dutch and the Lenape tribe. I'm Lenape and he's Pennsylvania Dutch. So it's like, oh, maybe it's a natural. So that's what we decided to do. There was 5 of us at first, I think, before Haley came. Yeah, I think it was 5 of us at first. So Chris, myself, Kira,
Ryan and
Shazay. And then Haley came later, so we ended up with 6. It was really powerful. We started talking around the circle. We talked, all kinds of things. I don't know. Do you have notes on any of that? Just a quick thumbnail?
Yeah. We mostly were talking about, like, what does healing mean? What does it look like? How to bridge the gap between Western medicine and spiritual healing? What's sort of the goals around healing? And then Haley came in sort of exemplifying an opportunity for us to come together as a circle and provide a space of healing where there wasn't an end goal. It was just us coming together and allowing her to be vulnerable in the pain that she was feeling. And yeah, it was really beautiful.
It was. And the original concept of this was both of these cultures coexisted in Pennsylvania. There's still some Lenape there, but most got pushed out when the marches happened. So my band is down in Kentucky. Pennsylvania Dutch are still there. It was a way for them to share without offending anybody, but also creating something for all people. That was their goal and their concept. And so Ryan has reached out to some of his Lakota elders and his Pennsylvania Dutch. I've reached out to my Lenape friends, and we're getting feedback. The Pennsylvania Dutch think it might have been put in this off-limits area to speak about it. Everyone else is like, wow, this is awesome. If it is, we can name it something else, or we can still call it a Willow Lodge if we want, just not highlight that. I think the whole idea of lodges that welcome everybody and respect all traditions, but they're not Lakota, so we don't get hung up in that hole. And they're not anything else specifically. And we do those lodges together. I think it's a good way to start uniting people. So that's on the table. What's anybody think?
I think it's very good. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm really supportive of it. Having witnessed the results of the lodge we did, how do I put it? The constructive energy that came out of it, attitudes, ideas, and potential for growth of what the format is significant. And everybody I know was there is talking about the ability to expand with it and develop a rapport beyond what's currently available. So I see lots of room for growth with this, and to me, it's worth following.
I feel with the changes in times, the medicine or the delivery of medicine is changing forms, whether it's music or dance or art. So I feel this is also kind of like a progression because it's guided for sure. So I think we should definitely go ahead or feel into it and just channel and be the vessel for whatever needs to come out.
Yeah.
You spoke of all people being welcome and coming together, regardless of the culture, regardless of their individual ways.
Mhm.
And I personally didn't know another way. The ceremonies and the things I was taught was inclusive. I mean, whether someone came from Lakota and someone came from Zuni and someone came from South America, the way of our peoples have always been a way of, oh, this is your way. I'm very interested in learning that from a place of respect, in a place of, and would you share with me, and not a place of no, it must be done this way. So I think a return to that is very good.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's a little bit of both. It's certainly a return to that way, and there's a lot of people and places I know that are very rigid, and especially my Lakota friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see it as Lakota. And Ryan talked to that. I mean, he grew up and lives there. So I think that's right. I think we can get back to that, and then I think we can export it. I think this can go everywhere and anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the beauty. And I totally agree, Jerry. I mean, that's how I was brought in before I knew I had any native blood. When Two Bears brought me in, it's like, hey, this is for everybody, and we need everyone out there. And that's how I came in. But believe me, I had a lot of resistance for
Mm-hmm.
quite a long time because I didn't look the part.
And that's what must be exited, is that rigidity, because
Yes.
that rigidity has never been the way of our people, never been the way of indigenous people, no matter where we're from.
Yep, I totally agree. Yes. Yeah, and so anybody in our group will welcome you to be part of this. And I'm thinking as we do more of these circles, we'll open it up with a Zoom or something so you guys can join in if you wish. Both Shazay and Ryan want to continue to being part, and they'll drive back, they said, just to be at any of these meetings. So, yeah, it was really, really powerful.
Mm.
You were there. What did you think?
Of the lodge?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it was very powerful.
And very inclusive.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get feeling.
When we write
Yeah.
the story, I'm sure I'll have better words.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it's just another connection piece we're having here. Mr.
Mhm.
Chris.
Yeah, I was going to say you gave a good description before, Kara, when you were talking about the healing opportunity that appeared with Haley coming in. Also, Jerry, I'd be interested in hearing more about having those inclusive meetings. You know, from my point of view, coming into it and learning how to do it is great. I have tools and things already, but you've got a background where it's been done for generations. I'd be interested in hearing more about that at some point. That could be a teaching opportunity outside this meeting as well.
Yes.
This is the sort of knowledge that's worth sharing and many of us can learn from. So, yeah.
We'll talk more.
Yeah.
I definitely would second that because I would also like to hear about your journeys. And because I've been pushed into newer, larger responsibilities. So it would be
Yep.
nice to listen, hear, and learn.
All of us here seem to have found ourselves in that spot.
Yeah. Ouch.
Very
And
definitely.
and likewise, Eliane, to be exposed to some of the ceremonies that you all do.
Oh,
'Cause
yes, that is
then-
very welcome.
Yeah, and then this will spread, and everybody. I'm going back to Standing Rock again, and this is what part of what we did there. And we took turns offering our ceremonies. So like the Sami were there, and they did some of theirs, and it was amazing. And yeah, right, Jerry. It was like nobody took offense. It was everyone there standing on Lakota land,
Mhm.
but we knew we were to share everything. So yeah, okay.
So the Hopi, and I'm reminded by this gathering that I see here. So the Hopi, a sacred symbol for the Hopi is this circle,
Yep,
the medicine wheel. But
yep.
within the medicine wheel, there's a dot placed on every quadrant, and it represents that we reunite with all life, with all people to work together for harmony and balance for all. And that symbol is placed in cornmeal usually before anything is laid down to start that fire for their lodge.
Yep. That's interesting because I forgot that part. Ryan did the medicine wheel, and he did it with corn, tobacco, and the red sand from the rocks here.
Nice.
And then put a rock in each of the four directions. So
Mhm.
yes, we did do that too. So yeah, I mean, it's the way this is all falling together is just fascinating.
Well, I forgot to give good news.
Yeah.
Once I return back home, I have my initiation by a shaman elder of our tribe, which is for the kind of moon female shaman. There are two
Uh-huh.
kinds. One is trained, and the other one receives direct information or instructions. So I fall under the second. But if we do the initiation, then we receive a lot of the ancestral things that we're supposed to. So I should be having a proper initiation. And I found a plant teacher.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice. Wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Very happy for you, Eliane. That's beautiful.
Yes.
And the training is one day. He has to introduce me to the mother or father plants, and then the rest
Mhm.
you have to work on it yourself. So I will be introduced to the plants.
Very good. Very
Yeah.
happy for you. And it is
Uh,
much deserved.
Thank you. I'm excited.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah,
Wow.
very good news.
Yep. Ooh. Oh, something just came to me, but it was gone before I could speak. So it may come back. Shami was going to have something additional on that Gaia, um, whatever it was, event,
Hmm.
but then she wasn't coming tonight, so there's no way I can present it. So she'll do it another time.
Okay. And the event at Crestone, the date has been changed?
Yeah, it won't be in the fall. It'll probably be in the spring.
Okay.
And I want Enching to be back here because he's the one that understands that marketing the best.
Okay.
And he wants to take a lead role. He is now. He closed his place in New York City. Like he moved it over to one of his teachers, and so he's full bore to come here. Here we're Crestone, probably here and Crestone. We looked at a lot of properties when he was here. But he decided he needs to be out there even longer. So he may be 4 or 5, even 6 months between Hawaii and then Japan and China. His partner is Japanese, and of course he's Chinese. And they may even end up in India. I'm not sure. So he'll be connecting in, but they're going somewhere like in the outbacks to these little villages. So he'll come
Nice.
back with a lot of material for sure.
Very good.
We're going big picture for sure, really big. and it's understanding how the thing anchors down. That's the challenge for me. It always has been.
The rainbow of humanity is continuing to form within this group.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
beautiful.
I definitely agree. And it is, I still see a couple changes coming, but we're pretty close to where we were meant to be. That's what I'm feeling anyway.
Yeah.
So I had something I wanted to ask or put out.
Good.
Since
New
we
business, your turn.
were doing the Zoom recordings and sharings and talks before, I
Mhm.
feel we should pick that up again. Not necessarily all the time, but
Yep.
if we have some topics and some things that we want to discuss, I think it would be good to kind of restart that again.
I'd be open to that.
Yes. Me too.
Yeah, I
Because
think
there's
that's-
so many things outside of the agenda. Just we can flow with. That would be beautiful.
Yes.
we certainly can, and we can strike that up again. I still have close to 1,000 people on my mailing list when I was doing a group like that before, and I'll funnel those into the group that Chris was talking about. So we still have them. We can get a nice base with that. A lot of people are asking for it again. Thanks, Elian. I'd forgotten about that. But yeah, let's get rolling on that again. And see, I still feel a few people coming in to do various parts, but they'll appear.
Mhm.
I was saying that once I go home, I think I need a little time to assimilate this journey. I
Really?
will put a presentation together. I know I haven't landed still. I feel really strange.
Yeah.
And so I'll put together like pictures and this whole journey because I've documented it. So I'd like to share this journey with women and into descent to find medicine together and healing and acceptance and just awareness of things. It was a very beautiful, beautiful, intense journey.
That's
Beautiful.
awesome. Yeah. And I know, speaking from the other side of the fence, there's a lot of women that need that right now.
Hmm.
Personal friends of ours and mine are struggling with that, just like the men are. But I can help the men, but we need you all to work with the women. So that's perfect. Thank you. And please rest a little bit.
I know. I landed. I don't know when I'm going to land.
Elian, your energy is beautiful. I'm so glad you're a part of us.
Thank you.
yeah.
I do want to add a lot of it was very ancestral. So much from the ancestry. So much. Like just voices that were shut down or patterns of survival. And so we carry, other than this life in our own lives, just so much like mother, like a lot of wounds.
Hmm. Yes. And as we bring them and those teachings and those ways into this world through us, like you said, embodying those things, being those things, we bring them healing also, our ancestors that went through so much to keep these things alive for us.
Mhm. Yeah, we also have Charlie Orr is the one who came to me first about this whole community building thing. And he and his wife are now heading to Africa, and they've got a lot of tribal connections there. So they're going to welcome those groups into what we're doing as well.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really broadening out. We're going to, yeah. Mr. Chris, do you still have is that a new golden hand?
Yep. Oops. My screen just did something weird.
Well, now we can see you better.
Oh,
See you
cool. Um,
out of the
well,
clouds.
talk about this with the ancestors that have been coming through that I'm finding. There's two groups. There's the ones that carry the wounds and the ones that carry the knowledge. The
Mm.
ones that carry the wounds seem to be out of touch with their knowledge. That woundedness seems to
Hey, buddy.
You know, when we feel wounded, we feel less than whole. The
Mhm.
ones that carry the knowledge seem to walk, well, not seem, they walk in wholeness is the way I experience them.
Mhm.
And they are often ones that have been before colonization.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm complete on that.
I guess just to add to that is we do accept the gifts, but we forget that we also then equally have to accept the wounds, or the wounds and also the gifts. That's something I'm feeling more and more as I'm going into the journey, that we can't deny either part.
And that the wound itself is a gift.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. Pain's an amazing teacher.
Mhm.
I've definitely walked that path.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, you
I,
have, brother.
I see what I've been through and still experience as a blessing. Um, yeah, I have a joy with it, even when it's a tough day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hmm. What else? Anything else in new business? Anyone want to open any other piece up?
I don't have anything to offer at this stage.
As I get speak more with the Gaia healers, I'll bring more information in as
Good,
far as what can come of that.
good. Yeah, and Ryan and I are going to connect. He's going to be here again soon, but he and I are going to connect on what we hear from the people of the tribes directly involved, and I'll bring that back.
Okay.
Mm.
Aliane, someday I would love to see some of your artwork.
Yeah.
I can mail you some links or send you some things, because I have also stuff written, so I will definitely share with you.
I'm gonna
I had a question,
go ahead.
which is not business or work related, but I want to know a little bit more about willow.
Okay. Tell me what you want.
Because I was drawn to use willow bark very
I heard
specifically.
you.
The cocoon I made was inspired by, the hollows inside the willow tree, which became the womb of the mother, or a cocoon that kind of held us together. But I'm from a place where there are no willows, but I'm currently in a place where willows are everywhere, very old ones. So I don't understand willow symbolism or why willow would have appeared to me at this time.
Yeah. Okay. So for my part of that, the lodge that they built back then, the Willow Lodge, looked very much like what your art did. It would look like a lodge, but then it was covered with willow bark. And that,
Ah,
yeah, that's why they called it a Willow Lodge, because there's a lot of willows back east here as well. So it was called the Willow Lodge for that reason. And then there was an opening in the middle to allow some of the smoke to get out. There's not a lot known about it. Apparently, somebody tried to create one around 1980, and Ryan knows that person. He's still alive, and he's contacting them as well. But
nice.
it was definitely a place of connecting, reuniting, um, and then they wanted to spread it out to other people. Why they stopped using it, we don't know that yet either. But like you, we were inspired. If there was not a fire ban on that day, this ceremony we had would have never happened, because there would have been no motivation to have that discussion.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if we were connected with your energy too, since you were also inspired to work with the willow. Jerry, anything on willow that you know more than
Well,
that?
think about the willow. Think about where it grows. It
Yep,
grows in place of access to water. Water
yep,
makes it thrive. That medicine of water, it being a part of that willow, that alone speaks of the healing and the power within the willow. because it has that deep relationship with that water. And they say that water was our first medicine. And so because of that medicine, that water, the power of it is life. And so Willow embodies that life, that health.
I'm right by the river. It's 2 minutes walking by the river Indus. Very, very old river. Very old river.
Yeah. Very sacred river.
Yeah. So, Leon, in the chat, I've put my email address so you could send stuff to me.
Oh.
If you can see it in the chat.
Let me, Chris, hang on for a minute. Let me bring in Kira. She wants to add to this part.
Oh, I was just going to share my experience with Willow as well as a place of protection. Willow, because they grow in riverbanks and in watery areas, they're really integral to holding the foundation of the riverbeds. So Willow is a really strong in that way that holds things together. It holds us together. It brings us together. And, and I was young, it was always a place of coming to be able to get away from all the extra things where, they wear their leaves go down. You can go into the willow and it has a sanctuary for you to be with the water and the earth. So yeah, that's just, I wanted to share that.
Thank you, Kira. That was beautiful.
No, thanks.
They also used willow to make the, what were they called? The carriers for newborns. The cradle boards. Thank you. That was willow as well. So New Life was welcomed in with willow as all. That, yeah, talking about the water, that's reminded me.
Wow.
Kiwi.
Yeah. My friend in New Zealand / ex-flatmate, Glossia, she was working with Willow for several months, and her and I did some ritual work around it. I can't remember enough of the details to speak with authority, so I won't. But I could touch base with her if you want to learn more. And if she's open to it, I can put you two in touch. She works with plants and working with them both ritually, ceremonially, and medically. And she's very dedicated with that.
That would really be really good and beautiful, because I think the plant world is opening to me slowly.
Yeah. She does in-depth work with it. She works with several tutors she's got back in Brazil. She's been brought up with spiritual traditions, working with things. And her grandmother came from the jungles of Brazil. So she's got a very close blood connection to people of the land.
I think there is the intuitive that I follow, but I also want to learn more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't willow bark used? Oh God, what was that?
The inner bark of willow, white willow or red? Jim?
This one is
Chanchasha.
not the weeping willow. There are both white and red here.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Chanchasha was main ingredient in the blend, the pipe blends.
Yep.
Alian, I have a message for you. The Plant Nation, the grandmothers of the Plant Nation, they say they are very happy and they are very interested in and very looking forward to sharing of themselves with you. They have waited for this relationship for a long time, and that you are fostering and embodying that makes them very happy.
Thank you. I'm ready.
Well deserved.
They say that the slowness of it, if it seems the slowness of their communication with you is more to help you to comprehend it fully than anything else. As you become more attuned to them, that pace will begin to pick up.
Cool.
Mm.
Well,
I
there's
see
one.
him smile.
It has been a long time, they say, since that partnership between them and human beings has been at this level it used to be, and they thank you for helping foster that return.
I can feel that.
Mhm.
Tree Nation too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other new business? Like we haven't hit enough things. No, I think
I think that's it.
we're good. Thanks to Kira for being here and being part of this.
Thank you,
And
Kira.
I think she
Thank
was
you.
taking some notes too, which is awesome.
Very good.
Phew, one thing I know for sure is I don't have a damn clue what's coming next, and we don't have to. So just keep going.
Mhm.
Chris, are you up again, or is that again? No.
I just wonder if I could have a quick question answer thing with you, Jerry. It's outside board agenda,
Okay.
but or I can ask it here if everybody's okay with that. Or we can go into chat after the meeting. And
I think everyone's okay.
Yeah, go.
when Ryan was here, Jim mentioned about Ryan doing an interview with both him and I separately, doing an interview each. And I didn't have any subject coming up. And so I put out, what am I to talk about, if anything? And went to bed that night. When I was waking up in the morning, as I was waking up, a vision came through. And I'll put it in my language. The mother showed me when we all once spoke one language, the animals, the birds, the fish, the trees, the wind, the earth, everything spoke one language.
Hmm.
And she asked me to speak of that. I was in a place where I could feel, experience, and I knew the language. And she's asking that we come back to that. It's like when we lost both connection, not just with the earth and nature, but we lost it with ourselves. And that's the place she's asking us to come back to. And she telling me even now, we've got one language, one heart, one life, one circle. And that's the core of it. Is that something you're familiar with?
Yes. The
Okay.
same, the same, that language is
Yeah,
how the Plant Nation grandmothers came to me to share that message with Eliane.
gotcha.
The same language when I brought you spiritually to speak to that mountain in Crestone,
Yep.
the language you spoke was that same language. It's a
Yeah.
language of spirit, a language of pure receiving and knowing
Yeah.
that, that transcends the spoken language that we have today.
Well and truly. Yeah.
It's a
It was
it's a
just, yeah.
it's a state of being rather than a place of the mind.
That fits. That's the bit I was needing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I came back with most of it, but when I try and talk about it, it's like I'm hesitating. But that what you're saying, state of being, yeah, I can speak from that place. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Eliane, you're losing your battery, Hank.
Yes, 3%.
Uh-oh. Do you,
I think
you
I
want to
could.
try to do it? Do you want to try to do a closing prayer?
Okay, sounds
If
good.
we lose you, we'll take over.
Sounds good. Dear Divine, their Mother Earth, their ancestors, and all of love and light, and all who live and breathe in spirit, we thank you for holding us and taking us through this beautiful journey of life with all its light and darkness and grace. And we thank you for holding us, teaching us, for keeping us grounded. Help us remember love. Help us remember that we are all connected and that you guide us and show us the way each and every time, even in moments that we don't remember and cannot connect. We pray for this beautiful circle and ask of you to please protect us, guide us, and ground us. And may we be in tune with you and be able to listen deeply from our hearts. We are grateful today, and may you remind us to be grateful every day. We thank you from our hearts.
Thank you.
Thank you
Beautiful.
very much for that beautiful prayer.
That's a beautiful prayer. Okay, if we're done, everybody keep doing what we're doing. There's no anything more that we need than that. Just stay open, keep our hearts open, keep our spirits open, and just keep doing it, and we'll keep connecting.
Thank you for joining us, Carol.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. Thank you for all you're doing while you're here.
I'll second that motion.
Very welcome.
Cool. I shall catch you all next time we meet. Until
Sounds
then,
good.
be well.
No.